Okay, so linear optimization, well, the linear part, everything is just first degree polynomial type things. It may be multiple variables, but first degree polynomials. So linear optimization tends to be something like minimize a1x1 plus a2x2 plus a3x3, something like that, and then subject to constraints, but they're all linear. And you may have like b1x1 plus b2x2 plus b3x3 is less than or equal to some k, something like that. You could have equality constraints. You might have a c1 x1 plus c2 x2 plus c3 x3 is say equal to an L. And you may have non-negativity things, so you may say, x1 is greater than or equal to 0. You may say they all are, okay? But that's, you end up formulating something that looks kind of like that. And so the first thing here that I'll mention is this is, I looked at an optimal buy sell strategy for stocks. Now, in this case, the assumptions were, or we assumed, we knew the price every, now I'm going to use a technical term, epoch. Now that could be day, it could be minute, could be second. It's just the unit of time you're looking to look at the prices and when you might buy or sell. And this was interesting. This was actually something posed to me by industry, a fellow at Invesco. Okay, so the company was Invesco. They've got an office up in Louisville, and he wanted to know this, so we knew the price, at every moment that we cared. Well, typically, that's the whole thing with stocks and so forth. You don't know the price, but what he wanted to do was to be able. He wanted, wanted to compare how they had done to the best they could have. See, so if you look back, say, at the last month, and you say, well, these were the prices, at any given time we could buy or sell, and you look at those prices and you say, well, if we had started our investing and knew all this, how much money could we have made? That's the best they could have done. And but they also had the history of what they actually did, and so they could compare those two. But he wasn't sure how to create this model, and so when we were talking about it, talking about things that they might want done, um, uh, this was mentioned, and I was able to model it quite nicely with linear optimization. Okay, so that was one, and as I said, it was actually posed by industry. It's about making money, and so that's a real live model that somebody in industry cared about. Okay, so that's one linear optimization.